bizarre thing happened on Saturday when I tried to download the commuting video for Saturday. It just decided it was going to up and vanish. So it up and vanished, and I thought I had now a second video that was missing. So I went back and I looked for it, and nowhere to be found. So I was just like going, okay, I guess I'm going to be doing a video about this, and call it. I think I'm at 89, and say like, okay, this is my new number 89. It's not a 30-minute video. It's a quick video to tell you that the real 89 is missing. So as soon as I set it up to do that, because I don't really have the camera set up in the house anymore. I was just going to do it like I do my Twitch streams with Q. And now you want to go? So do like I have with Q, and have Q there and have me just talking about that. But it was gonna be a quick video, and like I said, I was just about set up to do the video, and the video just appears out of nowhere. Still on my phone, and just appears out of just like poof. And I was like, oh my god, how did this happen? And then all of a sudden, as I'm downloading it, guess what else appears? My video that vanished. It was literally out of thin air. I mean, there's got to be an explanation for it, but it's still like, I did a whole video about how this video is now gone. This isn't the blocked commuting video that YouTube did to me. This is a video that just literally just up and vanished while I was trying to upload it, and then just magically reappeared out of nowhere. So I don't know what's going on. It doesn't make any sense to me. It has nothing to do with streaming at all. It just has to do with the way the things work. So something else happened. I've won a couple raffles, and recently, with Club Ray, I won Monster Hunter, and they were so nice. So really, they're just absolutely dear and sweet and everything like that. And I then mentioned them that like I never win anything. So I mean, I enter all these contests, but I don't ever expect to win anything. I don't expect to do this. I do think like being monetized here on YouTube, that oh my god, it would be so nice if I had this, but I don't ever expect to win anything. So I've been playing Monster Hunter, and if you saw the video for Monster Hunter, it's pretty bad. copyright claim on it, and I haven't really played it online since. I know a lot of people on Twitch do it, and I think I'll just do it like as a Twitch stream that doesn't get uploaded to YouTube. So, that said, I immediately won a contest yesterday. Batman. For those of you who followed me, especially if you follow me on Twitch and everything like that, you'll see that that I have a Batman queue that I use all the time. I usually use it when, you know, something superhero-y happens, or even especially if there's a mention of Batman. This is the new the Batman movie came out recently. There is the Batman game that's been, you know, around for a bit, and I've been using the Batman thing for that. Kind of always dug Batman, so. I dug Batman kind of like how I dig Spider-Man, and why I don't like Superman. Those are that's the big superhero three. It's not a big superhero three, I like two of the three. When I was a kid, I dug Spider-Man because anybody could be behind that mask. I could be behind that mask. So I saw myself in Spider-Man. I dug Batman because Batman doesn't have superpowers. Batman uses his mind and uses his ingenuity, and he's a superior detective, and he understands what's going on in a fight before he's in it. That's why I love Batman. I always like Batman for that reason. Batman doesn't even have superpowers, and he really doesn't, you know, he really doesn't have a lot of gadgets and stuff like that. That definitely is a something that happened in the 70s and or even the late 60s, early 70s, when campy Batman was all the rage, and yeah, Batman didn't even have his own title at first, and he was part of Detective Comics, and he's supposedly a great detective, and you know, there's definitely something to be said about using lots and lots of money to get things done. When I was a kid, I didn't realize, you know, that's how he was such a great detective. Was whenever he got into a real big problem, he just threw money at it until he solved it. And I hate that trope, and I don't like it, and it's one of the reasons why Batman isn't my favorite. But there is, you know, in the 80s and 90s, and I don't know about today, so I can't even say you know, all the 2000s for Batman. I don't know what they did with him. I know he kind of went back. I know the animated series, he was less of a detective and more of a superhero. When I read Batman and his Rogues Gallery and, you know, this, he was solving problems. He was solving crime. did use his presence as a deterrent. And that's about it. The supervillains didn't really fear him. You know, he didn't strike terror in the hearts of man or anything like that. That was kind of like old. But he definitely, you know, was solving mysteries and stuff like that. Bane broke his back. You know, those are the types of things that I know. And he was out of commission. It's one of the, you know, it's something that people don't realize why Robin became Nightwing or joined the Teen Titans. They don't realize that's the reason why Robin did that. It's because Batman was out of commission. It wasn't because Batman wanted to go solo. It wasn't because Robin got older. Because nobody ages in comic books. They just bring all the stuff back. They just regress everybody. Peter Parker was in high school for, you know, almost 30 years, and in college for almost 30 more. And when I knew Spider-Man, he never took off his mask, and there wasn't much of a Peter Parker trope going on. He was doing a lot of team-ups, and in the team-ups, he never took off his mask. Again, I definitely think it's one of the things that the movies does not cash in on, where Spider-Man's concerned. And it's Spider-Man's first appearance in Civil War was like the perfect way to do it. And I always thought that they could have done a sitcom with all of the Spider-Man, you know, characters, a high school sitcom, and you have him going through high school, you know, do the 4 years of high school, and then do 4 years of college, and then that's where you ended, right? 8 years? 8 years sounds like a plan. And then you could do like him becoming a professor, you know, Professor Parker. I like that idea because, yeah, you don't have to ever have Spider-Man in the mask. You just have it like there as a concept. It's the idea that it's happening, like in a world with superheroes. Because when you introduce high school things in the movie, because the movies are always big, it is kind of lose the detachment that would, you know, of the real world that high school is. Even if a superhero is sitting right next to somebody, how would you even think that? Even when, like, Tom Holland told the cute girl at the high school that he was going to study for the role, even when he was there, you know, pretending to be, you know, a high school student, and he revealed that he was Spider-Man, and guess what? Nobody believed him. And nobody will. Nobody would care. That doesn't happen. Those types of things, like that real thing is something that movies and TV shows can play with so hard, and they don't. Because the audience is in on the secret. And because the audience is in on the secret, all the other characters are in on the secret as well. Must believe. You know, when they find out, they must believe. Because how would they not know, type of thing. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent. But yeah, that's one of the things that I wish that Marvel could have cashed in on. But maybe they didn't want to use the resources or do it. You know, they still are sharing it with Sony. I mean, so it's something Sony could easily do. And maybe Marvel was just waiting, you know, to get it back, you know, get Spider-Man from Sony. Thinking that they were. And of course, Disney didn't, you know, didn't push for it. Just like they don't push for the Hulk. Audiences don't care who owns the product. Audience only cares about the product. And if Guardians of the Galaxy is any indication, I mean, people are starving for good stories. Starving for good stories. That's the reason why that's the only reason Guardians of the Galaxy succeeded. Even the Batman is not a very good story. DCEU needs to freaking wrap that shit up. You know, it needs to bring everything. You know, they could do what Marvel had the opportunity to do, and bring their superheroes to the TV screen, and have it. I mean, like, Marvel did things with Loki and WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, where they brought the movies into TV shows. But like, you look at those shows, and it's like they're not really television series. They're really just 2 or 3 movies, you know, turned into a television show. 10-episode seasons are freaking whacking me out, and sometimes 6 episodes. 6 episodes is barely even enough for a TV show. But I mean, like, things like Jessica Jones tend to drag because they released everything all at once, and people binge watch. I'm one of them. I binge watched Jessica Jones, and what I saw for how brilliant it was, not for how much it dragged on. But if you were doing that in low doses, oh my God, Jessica Jones would have been phenomenal. Daredevil would be phenomenal. If you have to wait a week to watch the next episode. And these shows were built that way. They shot it like a weekly serial. not shoot it. They did not shoot it for people to binge watch it as when it was released. After shows have been out for a bit, people have gotten to know them, and they say, "Oh, this episode's the best." When people binge watch, they can skip. They can feel comfortable in skipping over some of the drag areas. And I know it's not good to say that shows drag on, but when and it's every week, you're caught in this. Will this break? Tension is rising. Yeah, I understand that, but to release the entire season, like Netflix did, was just insane to me. I mean, can you imagine Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doing that? Oh my god, people would be going, this thing drags on forever. But it drags on for 3 seasons. So it kind of finds its way, and then they send themselves into the future. It's outright insanity. Yeah, so getting back to, let's talk about me. So I got the game. I want it. I can't believe it. There's now 2 games that I bought. Monster Hunter and Batman Arkham Knight. Holy cow. I think I gotta play the lottery. Because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I definitely got to get a bigger computer, because current computer that I'm using can't handle both Monster Hunter and Batman. So right now, Batman is the game I have on there, and I got to put Monster Hunter back on. Once I run Batman's course, I am going to, and if every day is the same thing, has been working, you'll be watching this after I stream. But I'm going to try to do more Batman, and because we got the Scarecrow on the loose, and I haven't stopped him yet. We just arrested Poison Ivy, and that's where we ended it. We got a Riddler to go after, and we got Fireman to save. A complete disaster, so it's a good thing we evacuated Gotham, because man, I'm running up people over. It's pretty high paced. I mean, I have to say this. It's a very high paced game, and gets pretty intense. I did pretty well in the fights. So that's one aspect of it that kind of works for me. There was a few times that I was like, shadow boxing because I wasn't close enough, or I was turned too much away from the person I was fighting. But yeah, it worked. It's probably more forgiving than like the hard mode, and I was thinking I should probably switch this to easy mode. But normal mode we'll just hang out in normal mode for a bit. It doesn't seem to be too impossible for me to get through things, so as I figure this out, and I will get better. The good news about it all is I will get better. I know it's Monday, but damn, people. My new co-host, this is Snuggle. Was it Bounty? It was one of the dryer sheet things back in the day. And always washing this teddy bear. Named Snuggle. So I think it might have been Snuggle as the product. I don't remember. All I know is they had the promotional, and if you bought the product, you got the bear back in the day, and I bought the product, so I got the bear. Little did they know I was actually just buying the product for the bear. Which I think I ended up giving those dryer sheets away. So yeah, that's a new co-host. I am still, and as you can tell, I'm finding things to rant about, but man, I'm still kind of just blown away by this whole situation where my streaming is concerned. I can't thank people enough. I mean, the fact that people care so much and give so much, and it makes it easy for me to do that. Like, I don't know. Somebody was like asking me if what I do is an act and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, it's not. This is who I am. This isn't an act. I'm not putting on airs at all. I genuinely care. I genuinely want people to show, who they are. It's genuine. That's all. I try to be the example and show who I am. And I'm flawed, and I make mistakes and all that stuff. I'm not ashamed of it. That's who I am. We were talking about my art and like how good I am and stuff like that, and it's like I'm only as good as I can be, if that makes sense. There's always going to be people who are better at doing certain things and more disciplined in their art than I am, and they can't do what I do, just like I can't do what they do. And if they try to do what I do, it'll just be a poor imitation. And that's one of the things I'm good at, which makes it's just kind of weird of me to say, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of weird for me to say that because I'm a pretty good mimic. I can kind of mimic other people's styles. It is the art class about me, and it was not a whole course. Like I think people mistake that. They think that like people are going in there every day and learning about me. No. It was just a class, one singular class. And I only found out about it because somebody was taking the class and there was my name. They had my nom de plume as well, but they had my real name. And somebody asked if that was me, and I said yes, that is me. And I was curious, so I went and audited the class for my day. That's it. And I don't even remember if I took up the entire day, or whether they were going through a bunch of other artists, because that's what the class was about. It's like how people's styles work. And one of the things they were commenting about me is that I have the uncanny ability to adapt to other people's styles. And there's a few things I got wrong. One, I'm not dead. But it was kind of interesting, to have another take on, somebody wrote it down somewhere. Somebody added me because that's what they needed for, their lesson plan. And I fit that criteria. I mean, that's really what it is. But I would never. I would say that I can collaborate very well with other people. And the ability to mimic, older stuff helped out greatly when we were, having to make copies of expensive stuff. And expensive stuff they don't make, in this century. And or expensive stuff from the future, in the future of what it would look like, worn, a little weathered and stuff like that. Those are the things that I used to make. And that's where they picked up on. And yeah, that's what it is. It's one of the reasons why I quit. I mean, the nervous breakdown didn't help it at all, but one of the reasons why I quit doing that is because it didn't feel like my art. It didn't feel like my voice in things. And the funny thing about it is, we have, here I am, being a streamer, and I have the opportunity to, this is all my voice. And I am so used to having my voice stifled that I don't even realize that I'm doing that. I mentioned to people like how, because they said, "Oh, I don't have an art talent, or I don't have a singing talent, so I'm just a streamer that streams." You know, and I'm like, but it's personality. 90% of like being a streamer is personality, and I am envious of people with personality. Very envious of people with personality. People who don't have to rely on, playing a game or um, their art or their singing voice to create videos. And I am at the point where it's like, where am I streaming? I'm streaming art. What am I streaming? I am streaming songs. What am I streaming? Oh, I'm streaming games. And I I worry that I don't have a personality. I have more of a personality when I'm like commenting on chats or in a group setting while somebody else is in somebody else's stream, and I'm just there. But as far as like me myself being the personality, especially holding my own, like this is like doing this. Like how much of a personality do I have doing this? I mean, it's an amazing it's an amazing difference between how I feel about it and what it is, I guess, because people think I have a great personality, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm very envious of people, especially who have big bold personalities. I think that they're awesome, and even people who have shy personalities and this, as long as they're themselves, the more a person feels like themselves, the more I'm attracted to it, and I'm jealous of it because I don't think that I'm doing that. I don't think I'm doing enough. And I think that everything else that I'm doing, like the art and the singing and the games, I'm failing at. And I just want to be a personality. You know, telling jokes and stuff like that could also be another thing. It's like it's a hard thing to have. It's a hard thing to describe. Not a hard thing to have. It's a difficult thing to describe. Um, but anybody who's watched any streamer at any time, even a how-to streamer, even those infomercials, um, but lesser agree because they don't really interact with you. But the phonathons and things like that, where they interact with customers and people who call in, your radio show. This is probably closest to being a radio show personality. And that's where we have it. I'm gonna do this work thing. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're having a great time doing it because you are awesome and you deserve to have a great time. You deserve it all. You deserve all the goodness, you really do. And if you don't mind, if you have the time, write a cool beans in the comments below. That would be awesome. Um, or anything, just say hi. I got a comment from somebody I can't even read, and I think it's spam, but it's a comment, and I'm happy I get them. But as always, cool beans. All right, take care. Bye bye.